Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to discuss about OneNote, a great and practical application from Microsoft for note-taking and documenting. There is an important feature about this application that is absolutely free, so you can use any feature that this application has. So without further explanation, let's dive into it. Okay, let's search OneNote. And the first link, you see, this is the place that displays all of my notebooks. So I just click on my notebook. This is the default notebook that we like to work on it. And you see, this is the user interface that you can interact with in order to create your documents. I like to mention about two important points for this application. I highly suggest you to install this application on your Windows or Mac or any other operating system that is compatible with this application. Claim that is cross-platform and you can install it on your operating system like Mac, like Windows, like Linux, and it could be useful. On Linux we have Simulator or something like this that I don't want to talk about it in this video. I highly suggest you to install this application on your Windows or on your Mac, so that would be fine. Provide you more features, and of course it's more compatible and you see less bugs rather than on the website that unfortunately has so many problems. This is the first point. And the second point is I already discussed about various to-dos application, todolist.com, Microsoft To Do, and in the future I will explore more to-do list application in order to have a comprehensive guideline for yourself to find out the best suitable for yourself. This application, OneNote, and other similar applications like Google Docs, like Notion, like Evernote, and other similar applications are useful for note-taking and documenting and any other related matters. These applications, in my perspective, in my experience, are not suitable for to-dos. But some people prefer to do all of them, for example, on one platform, but this is not my suggestion for you. And today, I just like to tell you about some features, about an overall structure and organization that you can use in this application. We don't want to talk about Word too much. I'm just mentioning some of the features that could be useful for you in order to have a great documentation, okay? So I won't dive into very details. I just provide you overall information about this application. So in order to prevent any bug that we encounter through this process, I mean working on the website, I already installed my OneNote and I like to use this application, and rather than just work on the website. I already told you that there are so many bugs on websites. I tested with Chrome and Brave, and unfortunately I encountered some problems. So let's get started. There is an important point you have to consider when you are creating notes for yourself. We have one section here and another section. This is the section that you are creating your categorizations. It means your different sections. Sections are different aspects of your life, for example, and under each section you create pages. So we have pages that are related to one section, okay? This helps you for better organization and for better understanding. So please consider these parts. Consider, for example, this is the new section 1 and I just deleted it and I like to create another one. I like to do it from scratch in order to be useful for you. So this is a new section. I right click and select rename. So I call it exercise. Consider that I want to write something and taking some notes for exercise section. So here you are. This is about, just consider this is about routine. So this is the page under exercise section, okay? And here you are. You can just write any place of this page. Any place, doesn't matter. So you have freedom to explore any place, any space of this page. Somehow it could be useful, and in other aspects, in my preference, won't be useful because it's so scattered. And I can give you an example. Exercise on even days and I can create another part, you see, exercise on odd days, for example. And I can just move it any place that I want it, drag it and drop it, you see. And in my perspective, it's not very useful. It could be useful for, I don't know, some of the random note taking, or we can consider this as a board. It could be useful, but for organized documentation, I prefer to not using this feature. So I just remove this one, stretch this, and I just stretch this box in order to have more space. Okay, instead of writing this, I said that my exercise is categorized into 3 parts. For example, just consider I'm a very professional athlete. No, I'm not a professional athlete. I'm trying to exercise, but not in this level. So I have this exercise in the morning, in the afternoon, and finally in the night. So morning, I have in afternoon, and in the night. So I like to use some of the headers under styles part and section. So I used header 1 and another again header 1, another night again header 1. Or I can select them all and consider them as header 1. Both of them are okay. So I just like zoom in by using Control and the wheel of the mouse. So I'm using those in order to zoom in to have a better sight. So here I like to say I would exercise in the morning for 15 minutes. That includes, just consider that I am actually writing something for myself. This is somehow, I don't know, note taking or documentation for the things that you're going to do. This is not to-dos, guys. Please consider this part. This is not to-dos. I'm just writing my whole plan, and then my plan broken into some of the actionable and achievable steps. So those steps will be placed in my to-do list. So here you are, and here I like to use bullets, or you can use numbers, it depends on you. So 10 minutes full workout stretch. And you see, when you write it in the wrong way, so you can just correct it. And when I press enter, so we have another bullet. Okay, and then for example 20 minutes running and 5 minutes rest. Guys, this is not a athlete plan, this is only my improvisation for this video. And finally 30 minutes and the other 15 minutes and 15 minutes walking. Okay, this is my morning plan. That's it. So I have my header, I have a sentence, and under this sentence we have various parts that I like to do during my morning routine for exercise. And it could be accomplished for afternoon and night as well. So I just like copy to not wasting time in this video and make it more shorter. So just consider that I wrote something for myself for my routine about exercise. So one part in the morning and another part in the afternoon and finally in the night. So I am highly suggesting you to use headers in order to have better organization and separate the parts from each other. So header 1, or under this header 1 you can have other headers, and please use header 2 or header 3 and other headers that are available for you. It depends on yourself. So we have other great features that you can use them. I don't want to dive into Word style video because this is not our purpose in this channel. We just like to have some of the features that we can work on them in order to have better organization and productivity for our life. So that's it. Just consider that we have different features at the top and you can see them about changing the fonts, about the size of the text, about bolding, about the italic, about the underline, about the straight through, about highlighting, and etc. I just do it 3 or 4 of them in order to show you how you can use them. As you see, I selected my text and then click on, for example, bold. Another, I select workout and then I click on italic, or rest, underline, or walking straight through. It depends on your needs. And I like to just highlight this part. Highlight is like this. If I use this icon, I mean text highlight color, it's actually highlighting the text with the background. Okay, you see that we have changed the background color, which is red, but I use Control Z in order to reverse it, and then another time I select it and use the other one, for example, again this one, and you see that we are changing the text itself, not the background. So if you want to change the background, use this icon, text highlight color, and if you want to change just the text that you selected, you have to use font color. So that's it. So I don't want to talk about all of them, but the important ones, again, about the bullets I showed you, or you can use numbering. Again, if I write something, again it will write for me, and because I use the strike through, so after this word to others text applied as well. And if your language are right to left, for example, you can use this option that is really great for you. You can just align it to the right. Let me select this part and align to the right side, and please consider this item, and this item should be selected simultaneously. I mean, for example, you choose this one and the other one will be automatically changed to the right side. And if you want to return it back or reverse it, just click on left to right. So for our purpose, and for me that I like to writing in English, so left to right is okay and sufficient. And another option is about the center, that it could be useful for you again based on your needs. And we have tags again. We can just select the text that we wanted and we can use different tags. For example, I click on importance, so a star comes up next to my sentence that it shows that it tagged based on importance. So we can use other port as well, and it depends. So if we have, for example, two, this is a definition and this is an important text, you can use them as well. After inserting the appropriate tags for your text, we can just find them out by find tags. For example, here you see that we have a definition tag and we have an important, so this is one sentence. And if I choose another one, and again using these tags, for example, highlight, so you see that another icon comes up here, and I will just close it and open it again, and we see highlight as well. About two other important features in OneNote, we have dictate. Let me show you by example, it would be more understandable for you. If I click on dictate and I say something, it will write down the things that I'm telling. If I click on this, I have to wait for 2 or 3 seconds in order to be prepared, and then I can speak. This is a tutorial for OneNote. You see, it's absolutely great. And let me close it. This is absolutely great, and you can use it for saving your time. You can use dictate in order to write down what you are saying. That could be great too. Another is about transcribe. So if you have an audio that's already saved in your computer, you can just upload the audio, or you can start recording again to transcribe your voice. Let's dive into another tab about insert. You can create some tables. Just consider these tables. I like to write short and name, select them, and then delete or delete I don't have them anymore. So you can just create your table as well. Alex and etc. And here you see that another tab pops up and you can just change your table based on your preference. So we don't want to dive into this. I'm only just introducing some of the features that you can use them. About the other icons that could be useful for you, you can just attach the file. So just consider that you have some files and you can just add them into your files. So for example, I added a file into my documents. That's it. You can just insert an image to your account as well. And then you can just link a text to a particular video. For example, for morning, I use click, or I can just click right on it and use link as well and paste my address. So text to display is morning, and then I press OK. So this is a YouTube video for workout. That's it. Drawing, it could be about draw something or about inserting some notes by hands or even using mouses. But in my perspective, it's better to using tablets or a touchable laptop that you can use your hands, or I don't know, a pen or something like this to use these features. Okay guys, we explored the most important features in this application. I would like to add another section and rename it to nutrition. Again, it could be, so I just have to escape from that mode. About the lunch, for example, about the morning, or you can just consider a page that is about meals. Again, all of this, it depends on your preference, depends on your needs. So don't worry about them if you don't have any structure in your mind. After a while, you will be adapted and you will find your style. So don't worry about it at all. We can create another section as well. And there is an important point that I like to show you. I can create new section group. It could be great. I like to rename it. So I just rename it to lifestyle. And in this group section, I drag and drop other section that I created and I just place them into this, because as you pay attention, exercise and nutrition are part of lifestyle. So I like to create a group section to grouping various sections, because otherwise we will have so many sections and we don't have a very clear organization. But in this way that we are grouping section, not only the pages that are related to a particular section is organized, but also we have a group section that contains again related sections to a particular group. And I already mentioned that this application is connected to OneDrive. This is a cloud storage that you can use them, and in some capacity it would be free for you, but the whole application is absolutely free. So again, as a reminder, this application is a cloud based, so all of the documents that you are working on them and created them, editing them, and etc. are stored in a OneDrive, which is a cloud storage, and you can just access them from your any devices that is connected to your Microsoft account. So this is really amazing, and you can access to your documents any place around the world. So Microsoft OneNote is great application, essential features that it require for documenting and note taking, but there are more alternatives for this application too. But most advanced application for note taking and documentation unfortunately are in premium accounts. They provide you some features and some documentation and some capacity for your note taking and documentation, but unfortunately after a while they will reach the maximum capacity or maximum features and you have to purchase premium account. So if you don't want to spend any money for documentation or something like this, for documentation or note taking, you can use OneNote or Google Docs that we'll explore in the future. So thank you guys, thank you for your valuable time, and I hope that you found this video helpful. Love you guys, take care, bye bye.